In a kingdom there lived a young king. He loved to listen to music. He almost sat in his kingdom to listen to music. In another kingdom there lived an old king. He was a very good and popular king. He had 2 daughters. The elder daughter's name is Roddy, and the younger daughter's name is Rita. Although they are sisters, they do not like each other, because they are very different from each other. The elder daughter Roddy was a popular doctor of that state, and the younger daughter Rita is a famous singer, whose song was very famous in all states. A very big event was held in the state. Many great kings of the kingdom came there. On that occasion Roddy and Rita were also invited. The next day evening, they both appeared at the function. They talk and have fun with other kings and queens. Then everyone shows interest in listening to Rita's music, so Rita sings a song. A king of another kingdom falls in love with her after hearing Rita's song. On the other hand, Roddy also likes that king very much. So she wants her father to propose her to that king. The next day Roddy goes to the state and tells her father, "Father, I like a king named Kumar of such and such state and want to marry him." So the king sent a marriage proposal for a king named Kumar in that kingdom. But King Kumar did not accept the marriage proposal. And he proposes Rita, who is Radha's sister. He says to Raja that I like your daughter Rita. If you want, I want to marry her. Hearing this, Roddy gets very upset and angry. He does not want to let this marriage happen. So Roddy started thinking how to break this marriage. After some days Rita went to the roof one evening to water her plants. Then Roddy pushed Rita from behind and Rita fell from the roof. Rita's leg was broken after falling from the roof. And Roddy gets happy and thinks that this time Raja will not marry her sister but marry her. But Raja says the opposite. He says that I will marry Roddy now, even tomorrow, then they will be married. Goes and they start living happily together.
Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled at the edge of a vast, whispering forest, lived a kind-hearted woodcutter named Tom. Tom was known far and wide for his skill with an axe. He had a special axe, with a handle polished smooth by years of use and a blade that gleamed in the sunlight. Every day, Tom would venture into the forest to chop wood, singing cheerful songs as he worked. One bright and sunny morning, Tom went to a part of the forest he had never explored before. The trees were taller, the leaves greener, and the air seemed filled with a magical scent. As he swung his axe to chop a sturdy tree, he slipped, and his beloved axe flew out of his hands and tumbled into a deep, sparkling pond. "Oh no!" Tom exclaimed, peering into the clear water. He could see his axe at the bottom, but it was far too deep for him to reach. Feeling helpless, Tom sat by the pond, wondering what to do. Just then, the water began to shimmer and ripple, and out rose a beautiful, gentle fairy. "Why are you so sad, dear woodcutter?" the fairy asked in a melodious voice. Tom explained his plight, pointing to his axe at the bottom of the pond. The fairy smiled kindly. "Let me help you," she said. With a wave of her hand, the water began to swirl, and up floated a shining golden axe. "Is this your axe?" the fairy asked. Tom shook his head. "No, that's not my axe," he replied. The fairy nodded and waved her hand again, and this time, a silver axe rose from the water. "Is this your axe?" she asked again. Tom shook his head once more. "No, that one isn't mine either," he said. The fairy smiled, pleased with his honesty. With one final wave, Tom's own axe with its smooth handle and gleaming blade emerged from the pond. "Is this your axe?" the fairy asked for the third time. Tom's face lit up with joy. "Yes, that's my axe." The fairy handed the axe to Tom, her eyes twinkling. "You are a good and honest man, Tom. Because of your honesty, I will give you the golden and silver axes as well." Tom was astonished and grateful. He thanked the fairy and promised to always use his axes wisely and kindly. And so, Tom, the woodcutter with 3 magical axes, lived happily ever after.
Once upon a time, there lived a poor farmer in a village. He was honest and hardworking. Despite his hard work, he could not meet all his needs. One day when he was working in the field, he saw a pitcher. The pitcher was a magic pitcher, but the farmer did not understand it. He thought,
"What will happen with this? This empty pitcher is of no use to me."
Thinking this, he started working in his field. He picked up his rice seedling and started putting it in the pot. He put a grain of rice inside the pot, but from that one grain of rice, many grains became rice. The farmer was surprised to see this. He then put another flower plant inside the pot and many flowers grew from it. The farmer was surprised to see this.
"This is a magic pot. What I give to this will be doubled."
The farmer then took this pot to his house, and he took the fish out of the fridge and split it, and his fish doubled in size. One by one, he split all the groceries in his house, and it doubled in size. Then he called his iron and told her everything. In this way, the farmer gradually became a big man. Everyone in the village started looking for the reason for the farmer's success. And they found the cause of the farmer's prosperity. This reached the ears of the king. The king said to his generals,
"Go and bring that magic pot from that farmer's house."
The generals entered the farmer's house and started searching for the pot and brought it to the king. Later the king started looking inside the pot and the king fell inside the pot. And the king fainted. After he regains consciousness, the king finds that there are many kings like him in his kingdom and they all fight to take the kingdom. Later the farmer came to know about this. Farmer's wife said,
"Shall we take our pot from these states?"
"We now have many assets that will be passed on to our next generation. We don't need anything else."
And then they started to live happily and peacefully.